Socrates said that we already have everything we need to do well in life, so looking outside for answers is a waste of time. For the Stoics, success and getting past problems are not out in the world, but in your thoughts and deeds. You can keep staring out the window, hoping that someone or something will come along and give you the tools you need to succeed. Or you can look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you already have everything you need to change your life. Now, the important thing is to actively use them to your benefit. As the Stoics say, the most foolish people are those who waste time hoping for better times and wishing they had been dealt a different hand. This is because time moves forward without stopping to listen to our wishes for an easier way. Instead, the Stoics believed that people should look at their current situation with clear eyes and be determined to make the best of it, using every struggle as a chance to move forward. So, one of the Stoic rules says that life is not about having good cards, but about making good use of bad cards. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic thinkers wrote a lot about the idea that change is the only thing that stays the same in life. Instead of fighting change, they thought that the key to success was to accept it and work with it. Join us on this life-changing journey as we explore the core of Stoic philosophy. You'll learn how to unlock your inner potential, how to gracefully handle change, and how to develop a mindset that sees beyond the temporary to the eternal. Now is your chance to change what success means to you and build it on virtue, honesty, and inner power. First lesson, using your inner strength to get things done. When we want to be successful, we often look to other people for ideas and answers, for approval and direction. However, Stoic advice tells us that inner strength and the way to success are what matter. Like Marcus Aurelius, the Stoics tell us that our inner resources are what help us get through hard times and become great. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. These wise words from Epictetus set the stage for our study of Stoic success. Self-awareness and acting with a goal. The first step in the Stoic lesson is to become more self-aware and clear about your goals. It is very important to know your core values and make sure that your ideas, feelings, and actions are in line with your goals. This unity gives people the power to act with clarity and purpose. The Stoics stress that it's not enough to just know yourself. You need to put what you know into action and take real steps toward your goals based on what you know about yourself. Embracing the moment and taking advantage of chances. Stoicism teaches us to value and understand the power of the present moment. Seneca tells us not to put things off, saying, "Whatever can happen anytime can happen today." This Stoic way of thinking sees every day as full of chances and problems as ways to grow. When you look at things this way, failures become lessons and problems become stepping stones on the way to success. Resilience and the drive to do your best. Stoic thought is also about being strong and always trying to be the best. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself, is Epictetus's question, and it's a call to stop being lazy. It's about challenging yourself to be the best you can be and living each day with purpose and insight. This Stoic lesson tells us to take care of our lives, actively seek success, and build up our inner strength. The path to becoming an internal master. These Stoic ideas help us understand that success is a journey of self-mastery and growth on the inside. Stoics say that the keys to a good life are inside us, ready to be used by being self-aware, taking action, and always trying to be the best. Using these lessons changes the way we see problems as chances to learn and grow, leading to a life with meaning, strength, and satisfaction. Lesson 2. How to be logical and in charge. Emotions, biases, and views that haven't been thought through can get in the way of success. In our second lesson on Stoicism, we look at the art of being logical and in charge, which were important ideas to Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic thinkers. They thought that success wasn't just about what happened to us, but also about how we saw and dealt with it. This lesson looks at how rational thought and self-control can help you live a good life. Rationality is the key to making clear choices. Stoics believe that being rational does not mean being cold or emotionless. Instead, it means looking at and understanding reality with clear eyes. To see things for what they really are, you have to get rid of your biases, hopeful thinking, and irrational fears. This level of understanding is necessary for making good decisions. Marcus Aurelius said that we should use our reason to figure out what we can control and what we can't. We can handle life better if we pay attention to the things we do and how we react, which we can control. Rationality then acts as a lighthouse, leading us away from pointless worry about what's happening in the world and toward useful action. Having self-control means controlling your feelings and urges. Along with logic, self-control is an important part of being a Stoic. It means controlling our feelings and urges, not by pushing them down, but by figuring out where they come from and picking how to react to them. Stoics believe that feelings are normal, but they stress how important it is to not let them control you. For example, it's normal to be afraid of failing, but giving in to that fear can get in the way of our success. We can face our fears and still make decisions that are in line with our goals and values if we learn to control ourselves. Being in charge of our own minds keeps us focused and doesn't let outside events distract us. This is the Stoic ideal of inner peace in the middle of chaos. Reason and control in everyday life. Rational thinking and self-control are skills that we can use every day to help us face problems with a clear head and make choices that will help us succeed. This Stoic way of thinking not only helps us think more clearly, but it also helps us act in ways that we can control. This makes us stronger and gives us a sense of purpose. Mastering these principles will help us handle the challenges of life with confidence and poise, allowing us to shape our future with knowledge and inner power. Lesson 3. Seeing the problems in life as chances to learn and grow. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, said something very wise. What stands in the way becomes the way. This powerful idea suggests that the things that stop us from doing something can actually help us grow and succeed. Instead of seeing problems as obstacles, Stoicism teaches us to see them as necessary parts of our trip, each one giving us a chance to show virtues like patience, creativity, and resilience. Having this way of thinking changes how we deal with problems. Instead of avoiding them, we should face them head-on and use them as stepping stones to reach our goals. Building up strength and growth. The Stoic way of dealing with problems is not just to put up with them, they also try to get something good out of them. This is about realizing that bad things often bring out the best in us by pushing us to use our inner strength, wisdom, and courage. Instead of giving up or getting angry when things go wrong, the Stoic way of thinking tells us to ask, what can this teach me? How can this strengthen me? This way of thinking makes us stronger so we can get back up after things go wrong. It also helps us create a growth mindset, which says that all experiences, good or bad, are opportunities to improve ourselves and our careers. By following the Stoic lesson, we can turn life's problems into victories by seeing each one as a chance to get ahead on our way to success. Lesson 4. The power of being aware of the present moment. In it, we talk about how being aware of the present moment is important for success. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to live in the present. Marcus Aurelius said it so well. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. This powerful reminder helps us live fully in the present, knowing that the past is final and the future is uncertain. We can be more deeply involved and meaningful in the tasks and relationships we are doing right now if we keep our attention on the present. This increased knowledge helps us make better decisions, be more creative, and deal with problems in a good way. It also helps us see how rich our experiences are, which makes us feel more grateful and satisfied with our daily lives. Developing awareness to be successful. Stoicism's practice of being aware of the present moment is similar to the idea of mindfulness. It means paying attention to our thoughts and actions without judging them and putting all of our attention on the job at hand. Being mindful makes you more focused and clear-headed, which are important skills for success in any undertaking. When we are fully present, we don't think about or feel regrets about the past or fears about the future. This lets us reach our full potential and reach our goals. Being aware of the present moment also helps us see and take advantage of chances we might miss otherwise. Taking a mindful attitude to our work and life can help us get where we want to go with a clear, calm, and focused mind, making the most of every moment. Before we move on to number 5 on our list, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot and costs you nothing. Never miss out on any of our videos about Stoicism and the way you can master your life. Lesson 5. The virtues of self-reflection and continuous improvement. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and a Stoic philosopher, made it a point to look at himself every day. He thought that the key to personal growth and success is to understand your own ideas, feelings, and actions. Introspection is not about focusing on the past or being hard on yourself. It's about becoming more self-aware and growing. It means regularly asking yourself things like, how did I handle today's challenges? Did I act in line with my values? What can I do better tomorrow? This kind of reflective practice helps people find ways to improve, make sure that actions are in line with their values, and helps them understand their role in life's bigger picture. By making daily self-reflection a part of our lives, we develop a growth mindset that makes us believe that every day is a chance to learn, grow, and get closer to our goals. By working on yourself, you can achieve excellence. Stoicism teaches that the path to ethics and excellence never ends. This way of thinking supports not only thinking about things, but also using the ideas you get from thinking about them. One of the most important Stoic values is continuous self-improvement, which means taking steps to become the best version of yourself. In every part of your life, personal, career, and social, you should strive for excellence. This goal isn't based on competition or approval from others, but on a deep-seated desire to reach one's full potential. We set ourselves on a road of lifelong learning and growth when we adopt the Stoic practice of self-reflection and constant improvement. This journey not only brings us happiness and success, but it also makes the lives of those around us better, which is in line with the Stoic view that everything is connected. Lesson 6. The Stoic way of dealing with outside events. Stoicism is based on the idea that we can tell the difference between things we can control and things we can't. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoics stress how important it is to focus our energy on the things we can change in our lives. They taught us that we can't change the way things happen, the decisions other people make, the results of situations, or the random turns of fate, but we can change how we respond, what we think, and what we choose to do inside ourselves. This knowledge is very important for keeping a sense of calm and efficiency. When life happens, we can focus on how we react, adapting and thriving no matter what the outside circumstances are, by being aware of and accepting the limits of our power. Developing an attitude that is response-oriented builds on this knowledge. Stoicism encourages people to think about how they can help others. From this point of view, every outside event should not be seen as a problem, but as a chance to show traits like patience, resilience, and adaptability. Instead of being overwhelmed by things we can't change, we should ask ourselves, how can I respond to this situation in a way that is in line with my values and goals? This shift in focus from outside events to choices we make within ourselves gives us the power to stay calm and effective even when things get tough. It helps us become stronger and smarter on the inside, which makes us better able to handle life's challenges and reach our goals. Adopting the Stoic lesson helps us live more peaceful and satisfying lives, where our success is not determined by fate's whims, but by how well we handle them. Lesson 7. The Stoic practice of compassion and empathy. People often get the wrong idea that Stoicism is a theory of emotional detachment. In reality, it stresses how important it is to understand and care about other people. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers said that people should show kindness and care toward others because they believed that all people are connected and go through the same problems. This Stoic concept tells us to be understanding and kind to others, not just because it's the right thing to do, but because it's an essential part of living in harmony with nature and our true selves. By showing kindness, we make connections, strengthen relationships, and make a safe space where everyone can grow, both individually and as a group. What part does empathy play in personal growth? Empathy, or being able to understand and share other people's feelings, is at the heart of the Stoic practice of compassion. Stoics thought that everyone was linked and that putting yourself in someone else's shoes was important. Empathy not only makes our relationships stronger, but it also helps us see things more broadly. We can handle social situations better and deal with problems with more knowledge and patience when we understand them. When it comes to personal success, empathy makes us better leaders, better decision makers, and smarter overall emotionally. It helps us see things more clearly, taking into account not only our own goals, but also other people's wants and feelings. The Stoic lesson of empathy and compassion is not just about being kind to others. It's also a useful way to live a full life full of important relationships and a deep connection to the world around us. Lesson 8. The Stoic view of change and adaptation. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic thinkers wrote a lot about the idea that change is the only thing that stays the same in life. They think that the best way to be successful is to accept and work with change instead of fighting it. From a Stoic point of view, we should not see change as a threat, but as a normal and necessary part of life. When we accept that things will change, we create a mindset that is open to new experiences, strong in the face of uncertainty, and able to make the best of bad situations. Accepting change helps us learn, grow, and progress. It keeps us in sync with how the world changes and sets us up for success. Adaptability is the key to getting through tough times. According to Stoicism, adaptability means being able to change your mind and deeds in response to the changing situations you face. It means letting go of fixed ideas and expectations and being open to new ways of doing things and new answers. The ability to change is important for success because it helps us handle life's ups and downs with ease and strength. It also encourages creativity and new ideas because when we don't have a fixed attitude, we are more likely to try out new things. By working on being flexible, we prepare ourselves to deal with problems head-on, change our plans as needed, and keep moving toward our goals. Accepting change and being able to adapt isn't just a way to stay alive, it's also a way to thrive in a world that is always changing and find lasting success. Lesson 9. the natural rhythm of life. In it, we look at the Stoic practice of getting in tune with life's natural rhythms. Marcus Aurelius and other thinkers pushed the Stoic theory, which says that the key to real success is to understand and work with the natural order of the world. This alignment isn't just about going with the flow of events in the outside world. It's also about being aware of and respecting our own cycles, strengths, and weaknesses. These people called Stoics thought that if we know how the world works and how we fit into it, we can make choices and act in ways that are healthy for nature. This kind of alignment not only helps us reach our goals, but it also makes our lives more grounded and in tune with the world around us. Through natural alignment, the Stoic way of looking at success is more than just reaching your goals. It also includes finding a road that fits your personality. This means being aware of our strengths and weaknesses and working on them, as well as developing our natural skills and interests. Respecting the natural order of the world and our place in it is also part of living in harmony with nature. It means realizing how everything is linked and behaving in a fair and responsible way in the greater community. By making sure that our personal and professional goals are in line with who we are as people in the world, we can build a life that is not only successful in the usual sense, but also deeply satisfying and long-lasting. The Stoic lesson shows us that we are truly successful when our actions and accomplishments are in line with who we are and how the world works. As you grow personally and professionally, you need to be aware of the natural rhythms of life. This means knowing when to move and when to be still, when to speak up and when to listen, and when to grow and when to rest. In order to be successful, this Stoic principle tells us to pay attention to these rhythms in both our personal and business lives. It tells us to take advantage of chances when they come up and be patient when we need to wait or change because of circumstances. This way of doing things leads to long-term success that is marked by resilience, adaptability, and a deep understanding of how everything is linked. Living in line with these natural rhythms can help us achieve a kind of success that is not only satisfying but also lasts for a long time. Lesson 10. The Stoic pursuit of virtue as a way to get ahead. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius thought that living a good life was the only way to be truly successful, not having a lot of money, power, or accomplishments in the outside world. People thought that the most important things to work on in order to live a meaningful and happy life were virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Stoicism says that these virtues are not just moral ideas. They are also useful tools that help us make choices and decide what to do, shaping our character and our fate. When we put virtue first in both our personal and professional lives, we build a strong base for long-term success that isn't affected by changes in luck. Being good makes sure that we not only achieve success, but also deserve it, and be able to keep it up over time, which is in line with our core values and principles. The Stoic view of virtue says that we should bring these traits into every part of our lives in order to be successful. It means being smart about the choices we make, brave when we face challenges, fair to others, and able to control our wants and actions. This whole-person view of virtue affects how we act in our jobs, relationships, and personal growth. By living by these principles, we have a moral compass that guides us to do things that are good for both ourselves and the community as a whole. When it comes to success, this Stoic principle tells us that what really matters is not how many awards or money we get, but how honestly and morally we get those things. Adopting the calm pursuit of virtue opens the door to a kind of success that is deep, lasts a long time, and is very satisfying. Adopting Stoic wisdom for lifelong success. As we come to the end of our study of Stoic philosophy and its deep lessons on how to be successful in life, it's clear that the Stoic path offers more than just ways to get ahead in your career or with your money. It gives you a complete plan for living a life full of character, grit, and important achievements. Some of the lessons we've talked about, like focusing on the present and seeking virtue, are timeless truths that help us not only reach our goals, but also live a full and meaningful life. Stoicism tells us that what makes us truly successful is not how high we climb, but how we get there. It's about how smart our choices are, how brave our actions are, how fair our deals are, and how moderate our wants are. By practicing these Stoic ideals every day, we build a character that is not only ready for success, but also ready to deal with the problems and changes that come with living. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike the person who did the wrong." As we strive for success, let us not be swayed by what other people think of as success or by their unfair actions. Instead, let us focus on building up our inner strength with the help of Stoic knowledge. This will help us create a life that is not only successful in the usual sense, but also full of virtue, honesty, and real happiness. May the lessons of Stoicism, which include being strong, aware, logical, and good, help you get where you want to go. Take these lessons to heart and use them in your daily life. You will see how they change not only your path to success, but also the quality of your life overall. Always keep in mind that for Stoics, success is a path, not a goal, and it is a path well worth taking. Enjoyed this one and would like to see more? Click here to watch 12 clear signs. You should cut all contact with someone. See you there in a second. Be Stoic. Stay Stoic.